a situation where like that's how radio used to be, because they were all radio personalities. You know what I'm saying? They were radio personalities, but now with the way that social media is and influencers out there, like you don't really just because you had a name, you know what I'm saying, some years ago, don't necessarily mean like you're gonna be one of the people that's out there right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Do y'all watch them? Like I ain't watched like Hot
Well,
97 in like
before we
years. I
continue,
catch a clip from time to time, but
oh, we're live now. So
cool, cool.
we good.
What's going
Me
on,
and
good
the
people? I want to welcome y'all to this episode of the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Arya the King,
I'm Big G the Bearded One.
and today I'm here live via satellite from the passenger seat in my car. We're joined by a very special guest, Leslie. Leslie, say hi to the people.
Hey,
That's it. That's it. Hey. All
that's
right,
All
cool.
vibes.
We're
All
gonna
vibes.
talk. We got a lot to talk about, man, including 50 Cent being the troll of all trolls. Like this, 50 Cent has graduated from rap beef to documentary savant because not only did he put out, I was doubting if he was going to be able to put out the doc because he had announced the doc like early last year and then
Hmm.
nothing had happened. So I was like, all right, maybe it's not going to happen anymore. But not only did it come out, it was actually very well done and it's #1 on Netflix.
Yep.
It's going out there. So it's really all people been talking about. We'll be talking about that. We're going to be talking about also Ebro in the morning is no more. Hot 97 people got their walking papers yesterday.
Mm-mm.
Plus, we got some more. Gee, what else we got for them, man?
We're going to talk about how the coach of Michigan is having one of the worst days ever recorded in human history. We got to talk about that. We're going to talk about 21 Savage on the Big Banks podcast. He's still talking about the whole Drake beat and how Drake should have just left it alone because you can't win because everybody's going for the underdog, right? And then we have a new segment. It is I was so wrong about blank. So y'all get ready for who was going to be the blank. And then, we could talk about, the album that's been baking for the past 30 plus years. I'm talking about Nas and DJ Premier.
Mm.
Finally, they dropped after old heads like me and RA been
Whoa, whoa,
hoping for, praying
don't put
for.
me in it. Ain't no O. Ain't
RA
O. Don't
was
put me in
really, really waiting, hands and feet
there.
on knees, praying for this album to drop. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay, cool, cool. Hot take, real hot take, because I want to listen to the album once. I'm okay on it. I'm okay on it, man. I feel
me
like
too.
Nas is a legend. Can't
Right?
take nothing from him, but
Yeah.
I feel like he hasn't grown like as an artist.
Yeah.
But
Mm,
Hmm.
I,
we'll unpack that. We'll
Hmm.
unpack that later.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah. I got thoughts. So
hmm.
yeah, we'll come
yeah,
back to that later. Cool. Cool.
sure, sure. All right, so boom, this whole Diddy documentary, man. I want to get y'all takes on it because
Hmm.
this is and if you ever y'all needed evidence or a reason to pay your debts, like this is this is the reason to pay your debts. There is footage in the documentary of Puff inside of his hotel room having private conversations with his lawyer.
Hmm.
And one might wonder, okay, well, how does 50 Cent get a hold of this private footage? And he got it because the camera crew that Diddy hired to follow him around in the days before he got arrested, Diddy never paid him. Don't know
Yeah,
why.
it was
Don't know
a
why.
third party. Yeah.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, if you ever hire someone to do photography or videography for you, if you don't pay them, like they own whatever they recorded. Like that's their object. It belongs to them. So be careful with that. Let that be a lesson
Mhm.
to y'all. But anyway, 50 Cent paid them. Netflix paid them, and so now we got this behind the scenes look. He inception this Diddy dial because Diddy was making a doc about himself, and 50 Cent found a way to finagle it and make it a doc about Diddy, but not to shine a light in a good way for Diddy to do the opposite. Like this is the ultimate like troll. I've never seen trolling on this level before. But I want to get y'all thoughts on the documentary. Leslie, did you get a chance to look at it?
I did watch it, and actually yesterday I saw that that videographer from the initial footage said that they
Mm-hmm.
did not give him the rights to it. And I know 50 Cent covers his tracks, so I assume he's
Yeah,
going to be producing receipts soon to show
yeah,
that he did. Cause and also Netflix isn't gonna get into anything messy like that. But
yeah.
I knew Diddy wasn't about nothing when I saw Black Rob in that hospital bed right after DMX or right before DMX passed. And then we heard a
Mm.
bunch of stuff like with Cassie, and I didn't doubt anybody. But having it put on the screen, it was a lot. I mean, it was just I guess you would say confirmation, but it was a lot.
Mm.
This was like 20, 30, 20 some years of from
Oof.
day one when he founded Bad Boy with the co-founder and the way he split the money and everything. Like he was on BS from day one. So it was really interesting, but shit, it was a lot.
Let me let me
A
ask
lot.
y'all this, because all right, so I am no way defending Puff at all. He's a
Oh,
monster,
you about to
piece of
get
shit.
canceled, G. You about to cancel
But
you.
I have to ask because we know that documentaries can be framed or cut a certain way to paint a specific picture, right? How much of the documentary do you believe is fictional compared to just trying to paint a certain narrative? I'll start. I think it's probably 80-20%.
Hmm.
I think it's 80-20.
80, which is 80%.
So everything from Uptown, the beginning of Bad Boy, and towards the end with him, getting older in age, I'm on board with that. The narrative that I'm really finding hard to paint or to believe in is that, a lot of people are saying that he put out a hit on Tupac and that he may have something to do with Biggie's death as well, right? I just find
Mm.
that hard to believe because even West Coast niggas was like, hey, what happened in Pac was just some West Coast shit. You don't jump on a gangster and then don't think that somebody's going to retaliate. You know what I'm saying? Now the whole thing about Zip being involved,
Hold on,
like,
hold on, hold on.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I won't
Oh,
talk.
you good?
Won't
Okay,
talk.
okay, okay. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I mean, I may have to watch it again, but I want to ask y'all, how much of the documentary do you believe?
Man, I'm liable to believe 90% of it.
Mm.
And it's because, he really comes off as an insecure dude who likes to manipulate people. And I think anytime you mix being insecure and you're a person who's a narcissist and you like to manipulate people, you mix that with the person who has the money and has the power, you're gonna see bad things happen. You know what
Is
I'm saying? It's like it's not always as bad as some people make it out to be. Sometimes, sometimes people will trump things up. But I'm looking at it like every artist. Okay, what artist has come out and said something good about Diddy? And he's dealt with a lot of artists. But
Oh
I
yeah,
look at it from
yeah.
Craig Matt back in the day to
Mhm.
Biggie getting killed. Whether he has something to do with that, I don't know. I look at the locks. The locks,
Oh yeah,
they had to
famously.
beat Diddy up.
Or threatened.
Diddy
They
was
they
put us so wrong. It
they had a
was like
street
throwing
team
chairs.
and
Yeah, they're
everything,
throwing
man.
chairs in the office and everything. To what's the girl group he had?
Uh,
Danity
Danny
Kane. Yeah,
Kane. Yeah,
it's everybody got these same stories, man.
yeah,
So
very
like,
true.
I
Yeah.
really think it's where there's smoke, there's fire situation, and it's been a lot of smoke with Puff. Pun
I
intended.
agree. I agree.
I would say a documentary. Now, 50 is petty. There's no doubt about it. But the woman that put the documentary together has received like awards for other documentaries. So there's truth in all of it. Now you can only go with what the evidence, and it's not a criminal, but the evidence and the footage give you. So maybe they assumed based on this, and this,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like he killed somebody, but I wouldn't call it false or fake. Because you can only get like with what was provided. I believe that.
Right. Right.
Until you said something, I'm like, all of it. But then somebody else put a different spin on it, a different mind, but there was some truth behind all of it. And then like the way he was threatening Craig Mack on his when he was getting ready to go to the West Coast and stuff. Like it all made sense. I could have pulled another conclusion from it, but
he blew up Kid Cudi's car, man.
Bro, and
if
this
you
is
blow
what
up Kid, you know what I'm saying? Like
this is what they
crazy.
didn't mention that I want to know. Because when Kid Cudi had that dress on SNL, hey, you like wearing dresses? Bet. But it fits so terribly. I'm like, I wonder if he made him wear that dress. Because he looked crazy. Like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm leaning in. I'm
right back, y'all.
Ryan, man. Lastly, I'm making up all kinds of stuff.
Yo.
But that dress fit horribly. And that was so weird to me.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right on what I find amazing is probably not that the right word, but what I find so interesting is how, Puff is like a habitual, I want to take your girl type of guy. And it's like it's really that he's so strung up on power or having what's not his that kind of like drove him to be over the top. It's weird behavior, man. Like he will purposely go after someone because they're with somebody else. Like, what's his name? Not Keith Sweat, but I'll Be Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta get Kim Porter. You know what I'm saying? Or Eric Sermon. I gotta get Misa. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if J Lo was dating anybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird behavior, man. And then what I find myself, always going back to is him and Cassie. Her being so young and green in the industry, and the fact that once again he took her from who? Ryan Leslie. You know what I'm saying? And kind of push him out of the window to where he can't make music with her anymore. But just the way that he kind of like, I guess, groomed her to be just this freaky ass woman
and shelved her career. Like he dangled the career over her head that whole time.
Yeah. And then, then going back to the video, man, where he beat her in a hotel was like, how arrogant do you have to be to do that in front of cameras? Because there is cameras in front of the elevators. You know what I'm saying? I can't even watch that part anymore because it's so evil. Like that to me is the epitome of evil. And then for them, like the very next day to act like ain't shit happened. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, that's a whole different level of toxic, brainwashing to a degree. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad she got out of it, man. But again, like I still believe that Puff did a lot of evil shit. I just think that sometimes documentaries get into a mode where when they paint a certain picture, like I was I always want to hear the objective side of it. When everybody acts like you wrong, 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 I'm like, okay, you're feeding me that everything here is wrong. Give me somebody that's neutral or objective, just so I can hear a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to hear somebody saying, you know what? I saw X, Y, and Z, or I didn't see X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, though,
I remember one of the documentaries, I think it was on Tubi. One of the main people that spoke out for his character was Stevie J. And really? That Stevie J, is that his name? That was dating Jocelyn?
And Faith Evans, yeah.
That really didn't do anything for me either. Because their character witness, their character may or may not be questionable.
Mm.
But don't know if Diddy was looking and couldn't find anybody, because you know how many people were on his label that we never heard from, and they probably were dealing with their own level of trauma.
Right.
So were they not willing to speak, or was he just gunning for maximum embarrassment? He did say, I think it was on Sherry Shepherd's show, that there would be more stuff getting released on the YouTube. Because he was like, obviously some stuff hit the cutting floor. So be on the lookout.
Right.
But I think the two takeaways I had from it, number one is that if you like it, I love it shit in the Black community goes far, too far. And this was one thing. The dude, one of the guys that he ended up SAing, one of the founders with him, he noticed he was beating on Misa day one. Oh, he must just be tired. He must be having a bad day.
Talking about the co-founder, Kenneth
the
Burns.
co-founder.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, I mean, just like think, because I'm a big music head. I'm like, whatever happened to Carl Thomas? Whatever happened to whatever? Like, think about how many people's careers he just sapped the life out of and kicked them to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
So I liken him to Trump. There's just a dirty, super machismo. Anybody can hold the L. Like, why did he just get a couple boyfriends? He had the money. You didn't have to assault everybody in your space.
Right.
There's just a darkness to it. And I try not to use dark in that word, but I can't think of nothing else in this moment. So like I said, I believe everything. But I feel like we need to protect ourselves better. Somebody, same with R. Kelly, too many yes men in the room.
The contacts download is starting. Some phones require additional confirmation.
Word.
I will say this though. This was shocking to me. I didn't know, because I knew he started out with Uptown Records before he founded Bad Boy. I did not know that he was I did not know that he was a background dancer. And I'm trying to figure out how you start off as a background dancer and you popular for that, so much so that you could get into like music videos with popular artists, but somehow you forget how to dance. Puff is a whole
I didn't know where this was going.
Horrendous dancer. Horrendous. How you just forget how to dance? Like I'm too rich to remember how to dance. Like
I don't gotta dance. I got millions.
Right.
I don't understand. Like Puff was and he was in the early 90s or late 80s from the footage I saw. Puff was getting down, like dancing, but like fast forward 96, 97 when he dancing in the rain in the Missing You video, he doing all of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what happened, bro?
Yeah, man.
What happened?
Listen, do y'all think what Puff went through when he was younger, up until he founded Bad Boy and made it what it could have been to him becoming a millionaire, right? Do you think that he could have been this person without the bullshit in his life?
Yes. Absolutely. There are people that do it well. Like Jermaine Dupri, he probably did some FS at some point in his life, but he helped young males. Because we're not talking about Usher and Justin Bieber. Like Diddy's stuff goes deep. Ugh, I hate the way that came out. He helped young professionals, males and females, become chart toppers. I do not believe he did anything super egregious to get them there. So it's possible. He made a choice to be like the fantasy of his father, but he took it 18 levels higher because he had the hood and the corporate behind him. And that's a lot of power to have.
And that's my point. Like without his version of power or greed or wanting to have things that are not his, like without that dark side of him, could he still be the Puff that he was before he got locked up, minus all the other bullshit in his life driving him to be that way?
I believe so.
I think he could have done it, man, but it's one of those things, man, because sometimes it's your good attributes overshine, or I put it like this, right? So we all got light and dark in us, everybody. Like that's just the dichotomy of being a human.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes your light is so great that it can propel you to do great things in your life and in the lives of other people. But sometimes the dark is so great and it can propel you to do jacked up stuff to other people. So it's like it's a daily struggle. It's a daily choice you make to be like, all right, I got this darkness on the inside of me, but I'm not gonna let that win today. You know what I'm saying? The good is gonna win today. Puff problem, to your point, G, he just had a bunch of yes men around him. So you don't got nobody, can't nobody really call you on your stuff. And even if they do call you on your stuff, you the king. If you're the king, what is anybody going to do? I think he could have really benefited from having a strong person in his life who could tell him, even after he had reached a certain level of success, tell him, nah, that ain't it, bro. Nah, that ain't it, bro. Sometimes just hearing that from somebody who
One
actually has
person.
power, even if it's just one person, somebody just, who you listen to and you give an ear to, I don't think Puff had that. I think that's kind of the same issue that Kanye had as well. I really think they both just surrounded by people who just kiss their butt all day.
Mm-hmm. And the thing, like, back to the founder, who seemed like the sweetest person ever. But when Diddy first said, I'm gonna put 25% of your name, whatever, you you work on the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and work on the numbers. If I'm part founder, I gotta say something more than, hey, this is our balance. So like from its inception, there was no checks and balances. And I can again liken it to the president. But one person, and you might not change immediately, but just everybody got a conscience somewhere, and nobody seemed to tap it for decades, from what we saw.
Good point. Good point. So to kind of advance this conversation, haha.
It don't feel right when he's.
Yeah, right. And you know what, man? I was in the beginning with Bad Boy. I hated Bad Boy because of the sound that ushered in back in the 90s. But then when he came back out, with the locks and they got a bit more street.
More
and
gritty, yeah.
He brought him a Black Rob and G Dep and them. Like, okay, sound, this does sound like Bad Boy. I started to appreciate the businessman he became, right? And then when he took a hiatus from music and came back with the Love album, I remember vividly. Love album came out, loved the shit, playing it every day. Month later, the bullshit began, and I was like, fuck.
It was all strategy. When I tell you, so the Love album came out like September, because a Vibe Called Fest. I do festivals. I was at the first Revolt World. And they had listening parties. It had networking. It was like a festival conference, hybrid, beautiful. I went 2 years in a row. But the album had dropped. And remember, right around that same time, he gave everybody his masters back.
Yep.
And Revolt put out this press release like, this is unprecedented. He's the best. Boop, 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 boop. And I was watching, and I was like, oh, he's desperate. I mean, he was just trying to do everything, even calling it the Love album.
I felt that too, yeah.
And at the festival, the thing that was crazy to me, it was an amazing festival, but the business side was like to the left, basic regular folk coming on the right. And he chose, somebody was performing, I think Division had just performed. He chose to come in on the right with his whole entourage and walk all the way past everybody, all the way through the back, over to the side he needed to be at. But clearly you running this, so you could have just been on the left. Like there wasn't no point, and everybody's like taking pictures and just in awe. And it was his ego. Like that moment told me a lot. But that album was amazing. I wonder what's happening with Jazzy because they were about to do some work.
Yeah, man. I was just talking about Jazzy today as well because who's that artist? KWN. I was like, she don't took her spot. She don't took Jazzy's spot.
Oh yeah, Jazzy was a vibe.
Yeah.
But I think, and nobody with Diddy specifically was like he was about to buy a BET, whatever. But he was moving into a great era. But what he was doing with Afro beats with Burna Boy, like he was about to really do some amazing stuff. But we can't forget the other 40, whatever that timeline is.
Right.
So I think it really is sad for music, but no.
Yeah, I still wish he wasn't this person. You know what I'm saying? I wish he never had this hunger, this ego in him to be this this monster. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless of what he has done, he has one of the best ears for music, period. You
And they
cannot
say he really
deny
don't
that.
even produce, but he knows what he needs to hear,
Exactly.
and he gets it out of people.
Yeah,
Now, how he got it out, he may have punch him in the mouth. I don't know. But
Right.
yes, and I had already quit R. Kelly, and when this shit, I was like, I can't drop all of Bad Boy either. Like I'm
Right.
40, that's my whole
That's
everything.
our era. Yeah.
But yeah, he was one of them ones, and he just should have left it on the positive. Maybe he do a little fuck shit. I don't know, but it didn't have to go where it went.
yeah. It's one of those things, man. 50 Cent, this man. Okay, forget 50. Let me say this real quick, because right now, currently, 50 and Marlon Wayans
Marlon.
are doing back and forth, which I don't. At first, I was like, all right, maybe Marlon can do some things because he's a comedian. Marlon is hilarious. But
Mm-hmm.
then I remember 50 Cent is the ultimate troll. So when you're going against 50 Cent, it's not just 50, because this is what he does every day. Every day he is online. Every day he is posting something on social media, like to troll somebody. I don't think Marlon knows what he's getting into, because 50 got a whole team of people who puts out his internet stuff. I think Marlon is just like, all right, we're gonna go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like two comedians playfully going back and forth with each other.
Right.
Marlon posted a picture of 50 Cent in a suit, and he was roasting his suit because the suit was kind of tight. I was like, okay, it was kind of funny, Marlon, but this is not 50
It's not
Cent level
enough.
trolling.
It's not
Yeah,
enough.
50
Plus,
Cent is a troll supreme, bro. You gotta come with more than just some snaps. We need more than that. This ain't a comedian. This is 50 Cent.
the thing that not upset me, but when Marlon, like when he stands out, I think his daughter may be gay, and he stands up for LGBTQA plus.
Yeah.
You're standing out for a marginalized society, part of society. But why do you feel like you need to speak up for Diddy? You couldn't let that shit
Yeah.
ride.
I want to ask you about that because
Yeah, I
his
got
whole
something to
point
say
was
about
that,
that.
why would you kick a man why would you kick a black man down when he's already down? And that's his point, right? And I would say this, like R. Kelly, like Tekashi 6ix9ine, like whoever ends up in the predicament that they are in, listen, you're going to get these jokes, you're going to get roasted because you was on some bullshit. So now you got to reap the repercussions of your bullshit. That's just how the game is, period.
Facts. Facts. I don't look at it as tearing a black man down, like, at all. I think Diddy did all the tearing down, and that's really where we're at. I think what Marlon was saying, and he came back and clarified it a couple of days later when the internet got a hold of everything. Um, but I think what he was trying to say is, in a documentary, you can paint anybody in any light, whether that be a positive or a negative light. So
Mm,
I think what he was trying to say was, is everything in the documentary true? Is Diddy really Satan himself, or is Diddy just a dude who's done a lot of bad, but also done a lot of good? Because
that's a lot of bad though. That's a lot
that's
of bad.
not necessarily the same thing.
Right.
He's
And
Satan adjacent.
that's what Marlon was trying to get across, man. But
Mm,
people don't like to have nuance of thought. No, nigga, you either a Democrat or a Republican. You a blood or you a Crip. You up or you
mm,
down. Like it has to be a binary decision, or we don't like it. Don't give us no nuance. That being said, it's probably not the best idea for Marlon to do. This ain't the time to be
This
coming
is
to
not the
Diddy's
one.
defense. It's not the
right.
time, man. Pick
It's,
and
it is
choose, Marlon.
it is not the Silent Hill to die
No,
on. You know what I'm saying?
not not the Diddy Hill. Not the Diddy Hill.
I
Especially
wonder.
when you was at them parties.
Yeah,
He
he
was
said he
one of the
always
ones
left
at
at
the
a 10
party.
o'clock or whatever. But even then, why are you going like, bro, that's a lot, maybe? Or like, what y'all? I'm about to go, so that's weird. But I wonder if him and 50 had some other drama from New York or like throughout the entertainment
Mm.
industry or something.
Oh, Diddy? You talking about
No,
50 and
Marlon.
Diddy?
Because it just seemed like a weird thing to jump in on.
Marlon.
Mm.
No, well, in Marlon's defense, they asked him about it. They was doing an interview with him on a
Okay.
show, and they asked him his thoughts on the documentary.
Okay, that makes more sense. So he just was speaking out and then it just kind of rolled
blew
up
up. Yeah.
the social. That makes more sense.
Yeah. But it's I think, what is your last thoughts about the fallout from this Diddy doc?
50 Cent is. I got three. Number one, 50 Cent is the ultimate troll,
Yes.
And
and forget just hip hop, beef diss tracks. Not like he took it a whole other level and did a whole well made documentary.
well
That
made.
is very well made. Like it wasn't just a
Facts.
hit piece. Very
Hmm.
well made. That's number one. Number two, why Diddy can't dance no more? Like I don't. It is beyond me how you lose your ability to dance. I guess if you don't use it, you lose it. Whatever.
Nah, not dance.
Yeah, because he used to could dance and he can't anymore. But then number three with this whole thing, let's stop with this whole narrative of when a black person, black man, black woman, whatever, does something egregious and somebody points out how egregious it is, we're calling it tearing down a black man or tearing down a black woman. That's not
Hmm.
tearing down a black man. That is pointing out the messed up stuff that they did and were able to get away with. That's really the important part because it's
Hmm.
people that do the stuff that Diddy did all the time.
They're
But he
already
was able to get away with it for 30 years because people kept seeing it and was like, well, I don't want to mess up my position in the music industry. Well, I don't want to mess up my money. So they turned a blind eye to it.
Or the
So let's
culture.
stop
I don't want to damage the
acting.
culture.
Exactly. So let's stop acting like you're tearing down somebody because you're pointing out something messed up that they did. You know
Hmm.
what? If you turn down somebody when MLK was out here fighting for freedom, and you know, apparently he had a thing for the snow bunnies. That's can't condone that. The man was married. You should not be messed with no other women, and you married. But at the same time, why are you doing the CIA's job for them? Don't put that out there to try to bring him down because you could bring down the whole movement. That would be, to me, that would be an example of tearing down a black person because you're trying to tear down him, but that could tear down a movement. Don't do that.
and
Let
all
that
the
be
progress
him,
they
him
made.
and
Yeah.
his wife, and let them have they time together. Maybe they work it out, maybe they don't. But let's get the progress made first. Let's get these laws passed. Let's get the civil
Hmm.
rights bills, done that need to be done. That's tearing down somebody. This ain't that. Diddy ain't MLK. All right, and that's all I got on
What you got, Leslie?
I agree. My main takeaway is that we need to protect each other better because
Mm.
the culture that people were trying to protect is the culture of abuse. That's not the culture of hip hop. Not everybody is rocking people's. Am I allowed to cuss?
Go ahead, do your thing. It's a
Not
podcast,
everybody's
baby.
rocking people's shit to get songs made
that. No, you
and
can't cuss.
assaulting everybody. Like that is not a culture that we need to protect.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people that didn't say anything that are hurt. So I think,
Mm.
to his point, it's about accountability. And now, what did he 50 Cent put some pettiness on top of it?
Of course.
Absolutely. He had on that screen every 15 minutes what Diddy went down for. That was
Hmm.
excessive, but it
Hmm.
was accountability, and he needed to be held accountable for 30 years
Yeah.
of abuse. And
Hmm.
he wasn't abusing no. From what I see, the fairest skin was J-Lo, and she got the hell on. He was abusing our community, and that's not a culture that I want to be a part of. I'm out. So Diddy, 50 Cent was petty, but it needed to be said. And maybe it would have come differently from a different studio, but accountability needed to be held. So
Mm.
that's my main thing.
Okay. Okay. My last points about this Diddy doc. Um, it truly was a reckoning of information that we got. It's two, 50 Cent can do no wrong when it comes to this media thing. He knows how to paint a very good picture. That's hip hop right there in the sense. He's a great storyteller. He says that he has another one for Jay-Z, and I'm like, come on, man. I don't need
Wait,
another one
Let
of
it
Fifty
my
Cent.
lie.
50
Let it
said
go,
that.
bro. See, that's that petty. It's too
yes,
deep.
yes.
50 said it.
He
He
said
said he
it
had
in
one for
a
Jay Z.
in an Instagram post. You know, he said, you
Okay.
know, I got more stories to tell. You know, Jay-Z, I got one on. I'm like, God damn it. First, we had what is it? We have Russell Simmons doing some bullshit. That's why he's in Bali. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly went down for bullshit. 50 is down for
Bullshit.
some bullshit. Now, one of my favorite rappers and inspirations, Jay-Z, he may have some shit on his back. I'm like, who next, man? Who next,
Because
man?
we know
Yeah.
Jay-Z did grimy stuff. Everybody knows. I don't know the depths of it, but that's
I
kind
I
of
don't want to
the point
believe
did he?
it.
before. Like, you
I don't
can't
want to
take
believe it.
I mean,
everybody down.
I don't know. I'm not going. I can't agree to that just because I don't know. It would just be an assumption. So it's like,
Did
where
stab Lance
How old was
if
Beyonce
yo,
when
I
they
he
see
did
crashed into
stab
him?
evidence,
him.
if I see evidence, cool. To that time, I can't say he did anything good or he did anything bad. You know what I'm
How
saying?
old was Beyonce when he started dating her?
She
Ooh,
was like 19 or
that's
20.
tricky. That
That
is
is not
tricky.
true. But I'm gonna
She
let you
was
ride.
19 or 20. No, because
Like that's
okay,
what I'm saying. I'm not trying to ruin
when
his
did
career, but there's
when did Destiny's Child
information
come
out
out?
there.
When did Destiny's
Hmm.
Child come out?
We need to do
Like
some investigations.
97, 98.
Investigation.
She was
All
like
I know is they
15.
did. All I know is they did '03 Bonnie and Clyde. That was around the time they hooked up. 2001, 2002. She was an adult in 2001, 2002. A young adult, but she was an adult. So
Lord.
Well, one thing we can say about that, 50 will make sure he does his investigation. And once that
oh,
dog comes
Stay
out,
officer
tuned.
that would be the main
Officer
point of it.
50 Cent is already on the case. You know that. You know
He
50 on
is,
the case.
trust me. He got niggas right now like, I make sure I want you to verify everything. Rockefeller, Lance, what's that shorty name that was in Rockefeller that we don't hear from anymore?
Foxy
What's her
Brown.
name? Not Foxy.
A mill?
She was a mill. What happened to a mill? One
Oh man.
album and gone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got more.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell y'all who else is having a fucked up day. We're talking about the head coach of Michigan. So the kind of I forgot the man's name is Coach Moore. I'm called Coach Moore. Apparently, the first thing that we heard of is that he is no longer a part of the Michigan team, even though they had like a 9-3 record. You know, pretty good, right? But we didn't know why he was being fired. Coming to find out, this man gets arrested for stalking, and I think misdemeanor break-in three or something like that. But apparently, he was cheating on his wife with a snow bunny, and he was doing some things. Woo, he doubled her income from 45,000 to 90,000 a year. You know, that was his side piece. That was his mistress, you know. And one day he's at his crib with his wife. He's, going crazy, talking about I'm going to kill myself. He grabs some he grabs butter knives, not steak knives, not a butter knife, claiming that he was going to hurt himself. He left there, went to the Sachik's crib. He broke in like, hey, they're screaming at each other. He's still claiming that he's going to hurt himself, and then he goes to church. He gets arrested. He's out on bond now, but apparently it seems as if he done lost his family, his job that paid him 5 million a year, his side piece, and his reputation.
And his dignity, because that's terrible.
That part too. So,
Whew.
what does y'all take about somebody having one of the worst days ever?
What Dr. Umar? Where Dr. Umar at, man? Like, I don't agree with everything Umar says, man, because Umar be on some BS sometimes. Where the school at, Umar? But sometimes a man is right. When he's right, he's right. I think when you making more money, slow up, because on this other question. When you make more money, you gotta act like you're making more money. Let me tell you the worst part about this. The worst part about this is not even him going to jail. So he's going to be out soon. He's not already out.
Yeah,
But the
he's
worst
on
part
bond.
about it is the man had a head coaching position that was paying him $5 million a year. He just signed that contract this football season. We're at the end of the football season now. So he's
Mhm.
probably made just about 5 million, if not a full 5 million. He could have taken that job, worked it for like 5 or 6 years, earning the same amount of money. So you're talking about maybe 30, 25, $30 million, right?
Mhm.
Gone because you couldn't keep your thing in your pants. And then what's worse, you couldn't keep your thing in your pants, which is bad. But then on top of that, you start stalking the girl. Like how you like people don't be thinking, man. And I feel like when you have a certain amount of money or you have a lot to lose, then you should govern yourself as such, man. Like this dude out here doing stupid stuff. Like I don't there's no excuse for it. It was dumb on his part. And now he was in a situation where he could have set his family up for generations to come. And now he's got to use all of that money that he had to potentially beat this case.
Was the mistress, was it an employee of his?
Yeah,
Apparently so.
she
That's how
was
he was
the
able to show her
like
income and stuff.
she was an assistant on the team, and she was like 32, I want to say. So yeah,
Okay.
Which is stupid. Bro, you got $5 million. Go to Venezuela. Have you a fun weekend. Do some stuff you probably shouldn't be doing. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying. It would be a lot cheaper. You would still have your job and you would still have your freedom right now.
If you're
But
gonna
you
do
want
some
to
grimy
be
stuff,
stupid.
do it across international waters. That's what you're saying.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. I can't condone it, but if you gonna do it, nigga, be smart.
Be smart, yeah.
Smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. These people are stupid. You can tell when people just don't have a OG and they could just tell them certain things and putting them on game and all of this type of stuff. Some people is just out here just winging it. And now this man has lost $30 million because of that.
My question about this
And
situation,
his family on top of all that. That
because
makes it
I
even
don't know really anything about this situation, but if it started with him talking about suicide and a butter knife, what was the initial issue? Did he
I got
know
it.
that the girl was going to tell his wife, or like what started the spiral?
Well, let me read more about that. This is coming from USA Today. Prosecutors said the accuser had an intimate relationship with Moore for a number of years, and the accuser broke up with the defendant the morning of Monday, December 8th. Afterward, Moore allegedly made several phone calls and text messages to the accuser, and she eventually presented information to the University of Michigan. So that's where it started.
He was too thirsty. Let that shit ride. You can get another girlfriend, I guess, or be with
And
your wife, maybe.
so Moore, at some point soon after, came to her apartment in the address that is alleged in the complaint, barged his way into the apartment immediately, then proceed to a kitchen drawer, grab several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life.
This is at the girlfriend's house, not the wife.
Yeah, he says, "I'm
Okay.
going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands, and you ruined my life."
Accountability.
All
I'm glad
because
to
you don't know
believe.
how to how to discipline your D, pretty much. You know
I'm
what
glad,
I'm
I'm
saying?
glad to believe that she didn't just break up with him, that she was probably going to like tell his wife or something. I
Having
hope
something.
at least it was something like that. But then I got beef with her too. Nigga, you talking about a dude that's worth $5 million plus. Why don't you ask for some money? Blah look,
Damn.
nigga, okay? I got the text messages in my
She did
phone.
though. She get
All right.
money. She got money from
Right,
it.
double
Well,
the
I mean,
income.
okay, she can. She can. I guess she can. She still can sue. But you don't know how much of that money he's gonna have to use for legal fees. What I'm saying is, and I'm not condoning this either, good old fashioned extortion. Look, if you want me to,
It
if
works.
you want my silence, okay, it's going to
What's
come at a cost.
what's that boy name?
A cost.
Ask Shannon Sharp how it works.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah.
point. Very good
Shannon
point.
Sharp.
Because she done
True.
took a lot from that dude and his future job at ESPN. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that got nasty. That got nasty, boy.
Niggas is weird, bro. Let's just call it what it is. Niggas is weird. That's
One, listen.
weirdo behavior, man.
One, don't cheat. If you're tired of your wife, you're tired of your life, you need to have a good sit down with your wife. Like, wife, I don't like you no more. You know what I'm
This
saying?
ain't working out. Like the dude on Harlem Nights. You get on the phone, call your wife.
Look,
Hey,
something got to shake now.
I ain't never. Hey, put your mother on the phone. I ain't never coming home no more. I was like, God damn, that's she put it on you
Right.
like that.
Now, granted,
That's
you
terrible.
know, your wife will take half and take the children. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But at least you get to keep your job. You get to keep your reputation. You're not in any trouble. You just don't have a wife anymore or a family. Now you're in a one-bedroom apartment trying to be a bachelor again.
Not
And,
making $5 million. You gonna at least get a 3-bedroom loft.
there you go. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? But nah, dudes want to cheat. And when they cheat, boy, they wanna double the income of the side piece. And allegedly he was sliding in other OnlyFans DMs and inviting other girls to the games, where just being messy, just being messy. Like, come on, man, another one, man, another one down, man. Damn.
yeah, man. That's on them snow bunnies, man. That's
Hey,
on them snow
man,
bunnies.
not Dr. Umar approved. He would not approve of
Umar.
this
No.
at all.
Umar. That's crazy, man.
All right, on to our next topic, y'all. 21 Savage just dropped a new album. Uh, the Streets is something, something about the streets, right? Dope as album cover, but he was on the Big Banks podcast and he brought up a conversation talking about Drake. Drake is his boy. He has a verse on the album as well. They had a collab album, which was pretty good. That was probably one of the last Drake albums that I liked in my
Right.
most recent memory. You know what I'm saying? But they got on the topic of, yet again, everybody's favorite topic to come back to every couple of weeks, the Drake and Kendrick beef. You know what I'm saying? We lost our guest, but I hope that she'll be back. But yeah, so they got on
I'm here.
21. Okay, cool. She's back, y'all. We got back on the topic of uh, you know, should have Drake, should Drake had entertained the beef? And 21 said, yo, don't do it. No matter what you do, you ain't going to win. Everybody is rooting for the underdog. And as even if you win, you're still going to lose. I have my thoughts, but I want to hear y'all's first.
Yeah, I completely agree with 21. And I actually said this like last year when we were talking about it. And for some reason on the Breakfast Club, they got like they don't understand what he was talking about. It's very simple to comprehend, man. It was like, nah, well, Drake is an artist, Drake is an MC, like he wanted to put his hat in the ring, he wanted to get that #1 spot, blah, 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 blah. Like, nigga, no, Drake had nothing to gain in this battle and he had everything to lose. And I think he let his ego get in the way and really thought somehow that he could keep up lyrically with somebody who prides himself on lyricism. Drake, and this is why you gotta know yourself, man. In fact, I think Drake had a song called "Know Yourself," something like that. It's Drake is a solid rapper. Okay,
Nah,
Drake
he's
is
he's more
not
than solid, man. Come on now. Come
No.
on, man.
solid, man. He's
Oh,
solid.
y'all bugging.
He's
Y'all
solid.
bugging.
Solid. I mean, he's not. Okay, so if we're gonna put Kendrick right here,
Mhm.
Drake is a tier below that lyrically. Would you put Drake on the same tier as even like J. Cole? I wouldn't.
I would.
You
I would.
That's surprising to me. That's surprising. I think he's clearly a tier below the top level lyricist. And
Yes.
Kenny is one of the top level lyricists. I put Kenny up there with like a Black Thought, man. Black Thought will rap circles around Drake. I think Drake has some bars sometimes. He says some clever lines, but he's not there on that tier. But even forget all that. He don't even write all his own raps.
Thank
He
you.
doesn't.
You don't write and you don't.
And in hip hop, that is so big. So this is the point that 21 Savage was making. Drake already had the odds stacked against him, number one, because he is number one as far as sales and popularity and all that. So you can't tie. If you tie with somebody who you supposedly, are better than, like, as far as like sales, then it's like
You
you could
lost.
kind of lose by default. You know what I'm saying? So you would have to blow Kendrick Lamar out, which won't go happen. Number one, that was his first mistake. Then his biggest mistake to me, again, was thinking you was that tier, and you're just not that. And you know what? It's okay that you're not that tier. You paved the whole lane for yourself, Drake. You making over $100 million a year because you made pop hits. But if Drake just had to be a rapper, if Drake didn't sing, if Drake didn't have ghostwriters, if Drake didn't have excellent production, right? How far do you think Drake would make it as just a rapper? I think Drake would be like you'll be looking at him the same way you look at like Earl Sweatshirt.
Oh
Like
no, that is
No, because Earl
disrespectful.
Sweatshirt is nice.
That is
or Larry,
disrespectful,
or
man.
no, it's not. Or like Larry June or something. Larry June,
Nah,
solid.
Because they
nah.
nice. Drake isn't.
Seriously, Drake. What is it about Drake's rapping that's so spectacular? Please enlighten me, because I don't see. You saying something that I'm not seeing. Please enlighten me why he's so much better than Larry June or Earl Sweatshirt.
No, I'm saying he's worse than Larry June and Earl Sweatshirt.
No, I'm talking about G, because G,
Oh my
you getting
goodness.
caught up
Come
in the
on, man.
overall.
Oh my
You getting caught up in the overall package of Drake. Drake is solid lyricism, but then he can sing a little bit. He can carry it too. He can sing a little bit, but he knows he has an ear for making hits, and he has top notch. Shout out to 40, top notch production. So what I'm saying to you is, you take all that away, and I'm just talking about lyrics. Drake has to put out a straight Drake album, no features, only raps, no singing. You telling me that's gonna be a spectacular album just
he didn't
for
write
Drake
it no
raps?
way. It don't matter.
On top of that, I didn't even get to that. On top of the fact he probably ain't right. Seriously, I think he's vanilla ice cream as a rapper, bro. It tastes
I
good.
liken Drake to
Like
Flow
vanilla
Rider.
ice cream.
Oh man.
Flow Rider is.
I think
he's
he's
equally
better than Flow
talented.
Rider. I can't do that. I think lyrically he's better than Flow Rider. I wouldn't go that far. But what I'm saying is, he's not special. His lyrics ain't special, is what I'm trying to say. Like, his flow ain't special. Like, he don't got a bunch of different pockets he can get into and rapping. Like, I ain't seen it. I think if you put him on a song with Black Thought and they just strictly rapping now, no pop, no singing, no melodies, nothing. Black Thought is rapping circles, or it's not even in the same stratosphere, those two.
I agree. Kendrick is an underdog, in my opinion, because he is a purist. And purist is not what's pushed on TikTok. Once I seen that Kendrick and Quincy Jones used to hang out together in the studio, I knew everything I needed to know. Like, how?
There you go.
How did you think? And that we keep coming back to ego and feeling untouchable in each of these situations. You don't like. To me, Drake is a great actor. He's got the look, and he's been acting like a rapper for the past 10, 15, probably about 20 years. But when somebody calls you to the carpet, like, you think like Eminem, like the battle, you got called to the carpet, and you kind of want to Pusha T just because Pusha T let it go at some point because he don't got that much 50 Cent in him. But when you stepped into the box with Kendrick, and you see J. Cole was like, y'all got it. Like, you knew better. Be a certified lover boy, rap about what you're good with, but don't step into this arena. And I was waiting. I was so annoyed that people kept giving Drake so much credit because he doesn't write his own stuff. So you're a good performer, but okay.
He got smut on his name. That's smut. And in the rap world, that's smut on your name. I don't doubt for a second that Drake knows how to write raps. So I think his earlier own stuff, he wrote most of it. But I don't know what percentage of his catalog. Some of it was written by other people. And you can tell, you can say any of my favorite rappers, Jay, Kendrick Lamar, whatever, if it turns out that 20%, something crazy, 30% of their raps was written by somebody else, I'm looking at them a little bit different. And they're my favorite rappers. Rap is different than R&B, country, or any other form of music. You part of the appeal of you is your pen and pad.
In the
You know what I'm saying?
authenticity.
Oh
It's
yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
It's your pen. And Drake, sometimes other people, we keep getting reference tracks coming out, man. Sometimes other people is penning his stuff, man, and that's not cool.
The dude's name is Quentin Miller, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Quentin Miller, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Let me proclaim this. I in no way a Drake stand by any means. His albums have been lackluster as of over the past, 5 or 6 years now.
Lately. Yeah.
He has a handful of songs on them, which is, pretty good, decent, right? However, when it comes to Drake's ability to rap, I would say early Drake to about 2010 Drake to about 2015, almost 2020. The Boy's nice.
Like Controller. What's 2020 timeline?
Like I wanna say 2020, if we're talking about just rapping,
That
uh,
was like Scorpion. 2020, that's around Scorpion
he
time.
has some, he has some joints on Scorpion, but all of all of the AM songs where he's just going fear, uh, back to back, 0 to 100. That shit was fucking hard. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
shebang.
I mean, I think people forget because he's so popular, he's so massive, and some of his biggest songs have a constant rotation that are like pop hits. People really do forget. Shit, he spazzed out on Lord Knows with Rick Ross, like hanging in there, like hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? But I think people forget that before of the, he doesn't write, some of his own songs, whatever. And and the song that I guess he didn't write all the way through wasn't like a really rapidy rap song. It was, one of those, play around joints, whatever, right? But I would say that the boy gets busy. He's can he rap with Kendrick? No. Clearly Kendrick showed the world like I'm better than this boy. You know what I'm saying? Can he rap with J. Cole? I wouldn't say he's better than J. Cole lyrically. J. Cole does circles around Drake. Can Drake rap better than Black Thought? Of course not. Black Thought is not even fucking.
Yeah, we
Black
don't
Thought
even
is
need
like
to
a
mention his
like
name.
a like a
He's
Egyptian
like a
god.
rap god.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he's a rap
Yeah,
god.
yeah. You
Straight
know what I'm saying?
rap
So you
god.
can't even do that. But can't he rap better than Tyler? I would say yeah.
Tyler the
I-
Creator?
yes, I would say yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
I would say yeah.
But did he write it?
That's see, that's the point that I can't contest. I
Madlib.
don't know. Whoever
Yeah.
wrote it for him, I mean, hey, it's a performance, you know what I'm saying? But to kind of go back to 21 Savage, I'm saying how, you know, Drake should have never entertained this. And one part of me says true, because when you're on top for so long, you're the man or woman. Everybody wants you to lose at some point or to see some chink in your armor. You know what I mean? But the hip hop in me, it's like fuck that. You think you're the best and you want to entertain somebody. At this point, you gotta go all
Hip
in.
hop.
You
That's
can't
hip hop.
you
Hip
can't
hop.
back out like J. Cole. You can't, dip your toe in a water, but ooh, too cold, and then
Let
back
me
up out of
ask you
it.
this though,
No,
real quick though. Let me ask you this though, G. Of all the songs that Drake put out coming at Kendrick, do you think that he wrote them all himself?
I think he did the Tailor Made. The one where he's like as Snoop and Tupac. I think he wrote that fully.
Okay.
And Family Matter, which to me is his best joint out of that whole entire thing. He's spazzed on that shit. I think he might have wrote maybe about 80% of it, maybe 90. maybe
But that's the
90.
thing. That's the thing. And this is why, if I knew, listen, hands down, there's no debate about it. Kendrick beat Drake in the battle.
Yeah.
But if there was some type of way that I could know for certainty, right? Like, I know, like, I don't know, God has given me the ability to read people's mind. I could read Drake's mind. If I knew that he wrote all of those comebacks himself, I would give Drake the utmost respect lyrically, because you went toe to toe with somebody who's better than you, one of the greatest of all time. You didn't win, but damn if you ain't give him a run for his money. I would give him so much respect for that. But because I can't verify that he even wrote all of these himself, I can't give him nothing. There's nothing I can give him.
You got to remember though, like Drake is a Disney kid, so Coco Jones got bars, and so does Everybody Hates Chris. Dude, I can't remember his name. That's on Quinta B show right now, and so does Trevor Jackson and probably Britney Spears. They have all gone through the most.
Hey, hold on, wait, so I know what.
Probably.
If Britney Spears got bars, that would be like the funniest, most ironic
I bet
thing.
she does.
She might. I'm just saying that would be hilarious.
She probably. I don't know. But Justin Timberlake found his way to the Black community real quick. He's one of the top performers in the world because he's a Disney kid. So you should be able to deliver. And if you got to sing a song in Latin, you should be able to deliver that too, because that's what you were raised to do. But when Kendrick he's none of those things, nor is Drake or most of these other people. So when they're doing their performances, it's raw and it is grit versus just like Drake could do country tomorrow. He could do whatever he wants because he's been trained to perform. And I've seen Drake more times than I want to see because I go to concerts and festivals for a living. So he puts on a great show, but I just can't give him pen. Like, he doesn't have the pen. I don't trust it. And
me neither.
It was disrespect. I feel like it was disrespectful to the culture because Drake also continued to absorb new sounds. Now you with Popcorn, now you an Island Boy, then you from when you at Bun B. Like, he's just to me, it's giving culture vulture. I know he got brown skin, but I cannot rock with it. And like I people don't call me out my name over this man because it's gross to me.
Hey, I mean, again, I can't disagree with either of y'all. You know, Drake has been, the one of the biggest acts ever in hip hop in quite some time, and I don't think we'll see a run like his ever again. Well, at least in my lifetime, because the way that rap is being made now, it feels like nobody really cares about being great. Nobody really cares about their pen. They're just doing shit that can be a part of an algorithm for a short amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the way rap is going. At least the populars, at least being popular. That's where rap is going for the most part.
There's a formula to top charts. You can do it correctly or you can do it lazily. And it's more lazy from what?
Yeah, very lazy. Like, I try, like, at least once every week, whenever new music comes out, I actually try and figure out, like, all right, who is the new kid coming out this week? What's the new music that I can try to understand? I tried it and I can't do it. Like, the kids love Yeet. I can't find what's so special about him. The kids love Playboy Cardi, like my son. I can't find anything I can jive with that. Who else is out there? Shit. The kids love Destroy. I can't get down with that shit. The kids love Suicide Boys. I can't really get down with that shit either.
You know what it is? The quality is lower, man.
Exactly.
Because I feel like when we were coming up, like in the '90s or whatever, you had rap. Let's not get it twisted. There always have been trash rappers. As long as there have been rappers, there have been trash rappers.
Yeah.
The difference was in the '90s and early 2000s.
We had balance, man.
To get on, either you had to have a friend who owned the label and he could do you a favor, like, yo, you trash for real. Your bars is straight garbage juice. But you my nigga, you got my back, I got your back. You can get on this song. You know what I'm saying? It was either that or you had to be a Black Thought, or you had to be a Jay-Z, or you had to be a Nas. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had to actually have lyrical talent. Those days are gone. So you still
Yep.
got people that got that talent, but now because rappers become so corporate, corporations don't care about your talent. Corporations care about, can you bring us money? So if
Numbers.
you got
Yes.
somebody, exactly, you got somebody that's a kid that's 15 years old, his favorite rapper, all he knows is he don't care nothing about the talent. All he cares about and knows is he got the jewelry that you like. That dude is look like he getting girls. I like that. I'm 15. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the external stuff, everything outside talent, and that's because you can see that the kid wants that. So the kid is going like, all right, well, yeah, I love NBA young boy, man. I love NBA young boy can't.
I do
That
like
man
NLE Chopper. Do y'all
he
like him?
can't rap. No, he can't rap. He's
Either of
trash
them?
rapping. He's trash rapping.
NBA or
Trash.
NLE or both?
Both.
Okay.
NLE is a little bit. He's a little bit better lyrically.
Okay.
But it's like it's companies are just selling these packages. It's like rappers in a plastic bag. Like you know
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
like you
saying?
got
It ain't,
chains, bet. Got shot ones,
you
check.
look the
Like,
part. As long as you
Face
look the
tats,
part,
check.
we'll put you out. You know, and it won't like that when we was coming up. Like our parents too. A lot of times, like cut that hippity hop mess off. They didn't see it, but that's just because they didn't understand it. They
it was
didn't
the
like.
new.
You can go back and listen to Biggie right now. Biggie wrote his first album probably when he was 21, 22 years old. The thoughts and the things and the levels in his music at 21, that's special.
Mm-hmm.
21,
Yeah.
you fresh out of high
Different time,
school. You
man.
high
Different
school
time.
2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Mm-hmm.
like now you don't have to have that talent. You just have to look the part.
And have a
Yeah.
good hook. It's really just the chorus or the
That
hook or
too.
whatever. 2 minutes, hook, verse, hook, done. And some people do it
Facts.
like you infuse it with the right stuff, but a lot of people just check the boxes
Yeah.
and get the check. And part of me can't be mad at it because that's a lot of money. But I try to find the art in that.
Yeah. It's like it's it's so disheartening because I don't want to see this part of our culture get so watered down to where, if I'm in my 70s and 80s and whenever, Skynet decides to put my conscience into their own, skeleton, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to look back and be like, damn, man, we had a good thing and we fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I would hate for that to happen in the future. But I mean, we still got, some people out there, still keeping hip hop alive to a degree. It's just not as popular as everything on
Mm.
TikTok is,
But
but it's
year,
still ours.
this year things feel different. It feels like when I graduated high school, early 2000s. Like Jid, I think he's maybe in his 30s, maybe
Yeah.
young, 27, 29,
Nah,
30.
he's
Early
in the 30s.
early 30s.
There's
He's in
a
his
there's a
30s. Yeah.
resurgence of energy that I felt this summer. This summer, Wale coming back, Miguel coming back. Like
Oh,
people are
No,
so.
no, real quick. I'm gonna let you continue too on some old Kanye shit. But I saw Wale and Clips. They doing something together. I don't know if it's music or a
mm,
tour
mhm.
or what. But when I say take my money now, Clips and Wale, what? Take my
I
money.
love me some Wale. He's
Me
one
too.
of the people that I kind of saw the formula from first because I'm very introspective and I quit my job, so I think about music all day long. But there was one of his songs I would never listen to called "Girls on Drugs." Y'all remember that song?
Yeah, yeah.
And I also saw with Andre 3000, but "Girls on Drugs" was label friendly because that's what the label wants to see.
hmm
But the lyrics was very fulfilling to the culture. And it seemed like he found that balance where like, I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want, but y'all not gonna play me.
hmm
Like
hmm
Slide, which he has been underrated since forever. But just this summer, everything that the new Clips album,
Yep.
everything that's been coming out is like this in my 40s, the hip hop I'm used to versus poppity pop, booty
hmm
hole rap, like all that stuff. There's a lane for that. And
Right.
like I love ratchet women rap, love it. But sometimes I need some rhapsody. Like I can't sing enough
Yeah,
just all day. So
you need
I
the
think
balance.
we kind of
Not a
getting
fan.
kind of circling back, I guess.
Hmm. You know
Yeah.
what? This year in hip hop, I'm gonna say it. The old niggas was kicking ass all this year. Like, if you want to see how to make an album, these old niggas know. Freddie Gibbs, Two Chainz album with Larry June. And now, disclaimer: I do not like Larry June. He sounds like on every song he woke up in the morning, got a bowl of hot grits, and then like, all right, I'm a
And
rap
a
now.
blunt
You know what I'm
and
I
a
saying?
think he
blunt.
high as
And was
shit
like, you
on
know what? I'm about to
Probably.
just. I
that.
don't get it. I think he's cool, man, but I don't like my boy Fonzo loves him, man. Like I just don't. I don't get the hype. Like
Yeah, like
you
his
know.
story is cool. I like his story, but him rapping, I can deal without. So we got Two Chainz, we got the Clips, we got Chance, we got Wale, we got Freddie
Never
Gibbs,
had a chance.
De La
you got
Soul,
they lost so shit, anything from Master Pill, from
Mob
Raekwon,
Deep, yeah.
Ghostface, Mob Deep, shit. Now Nas and Premier finally, after 30 years, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's like Jid. There's a laundry list of like good hip hop that came out in 2025, and that's rare. You know what I'm saying? That shit. Conway came out with an album yesterday, and that's just hard as hell as well. West Side Gun dropped like two dope albums this year too. The Hills Have Eyes 2 and 3. I want to say like
Tyler's music dancey track
Tyler,
album.
yeah. Oh, I love that shit too. I be in the crib dancing and
That's my
every
cleaning
damn thing.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's this year is a great year for hip hop. And shit, GNX was I know was last November, but that's still kind of like bled into
I think that pushed it because right
yeah,
before GNX was Schoolboy Q and Tyler the
mhm,
Creator's first one,
Chromacopia.
or Chronocopia. Since that wave, like last November, I there's still you can filter out the BS and still get what you need. Because
Yeah.
before I went to Afrobeats, I couldn't find nothing for a
Mm,
couple of years, and I'm like,
hmm.
okay, I can. Yeah, this it's been a hell of a run, and I
Yeah.
think the young kid like when Tyler the Creator partnered with Clips, my oldest son loves Tyler the Creator, but
Mm,
then that song he did on the Clips album, now my son's on the Clips.
okay.
So like
That's how it
I
happened.
hope
Yeah.
it like pushes the culture forward and we can drop off some of this. Or I mean, there's a space for the crappy rap. I mean, there's a space for it. There always has
Hmm.
been, but that won't be centered, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's funny? I got my son into MF Doom. You talk about the most obscure rapper out there. One beer, it's on rotation all the time. I'm like, that's my boy. You still love, Cardi and all them, weird ass rappers. But when I heard him play one beer on his own, I'm like, is that MF
Like, I'm doing all right. Uh-huh.
He's about to shed a tear.
Doom?
Ah, damn it.
Speaking of the old guard, it ain't too good up in that hot 97, y'all. Ebro and his team, Laura Styles, Rosenberg, them dudes got the pink papers. What's so wild was that, how most times when regimes come to an end, there's like a lead up, like, hey, y'all, we're going to leave this, this part of our era. It's going to be done next month, this date. No, they came in, niggas said, hey, don't come in, stay at home, peace out.
Merry Christmas.
That's it.
Hope
So,
They
you
didn't
get buy
even
a new
give him
car.
a farewell tour. You know what I'm saying? Like Angela
right.
Yee got a farewell tour. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be out in the next few months. Nah, just
No.
you ain't got to
Just,
come back no more.
just stay at home. Stay home in your PJs and eating flapjacks and all of that. So with that being said, Hot 97, you can pretty much say that the Ebro and them was like, very vocal. They very controversial at times. And, they've been at Hot 97 for a long ass time, very long time. Do you think this shakeup is going to trickle down into other areas in media where the old guards there are going to be leaving soon, or is it just more isolated?
can see it happening. I think it's just the evolution of everything, man. I think there's an old guard and an old way of doing things, and I think anytime that the corporations see that there's a new way of doing things, and they start seeing that that new way is more lucrative, they're gonna jump on it. What you're probably going to end up seeing is whoever gets their spot, it's probably going to be some influencer. Because that's the way that stuff is going now. It's like, why am I
Yeah.
paying millions of dollars to Ebro and Rosenberg and Laura Stiles? Because we got them paying that much. They've been here 15, 20 years.
Tenure, yeah.
I could just get somebody that's 22 years old, that's an influencer that already got a built-in social media following to comment and do the time slot that they're doing, and I could pay them a fraction of the cost. Like you see, this is the same thing that, or you can go to journalist route too, but this is the same thing that ESPN did. That's why ESPN got rid of so many people, so many personalities over the past 2 or 3 years. And who are they replacing them with? They're replacing them with Cam Newton. Why? Because Cam Newton got a popular podcast. They're replacing them with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is doing more stuff at ESPN now. Why? Because he has a popular podcast. You see it all the time. It's like we don't need to do business the way that it used to be done and pay y'all all of this money when we could pay an influencer to do the same thing for less money and probably get the network more shine and more notoriety because y'all have big social media following.
That's
I
true.
think you're gonna start seeing that in a lot of different areas.
The media industry is shifting completely. I got my degree in journalism, so I watch from afar. But even in
Okay.
I ain't used it, but I still
That's
got
how it
learn.
be. That's how it
Even
be.
in print, you're seeing a huge shift. So us talking about music right now, I'm not saying I'm nobody's Laura Styles, but somebody's interested in this conversation more than theirs. So podcast and blogging is gone, but just the whole everything has shifted. I listen to Ebro's interviews all the time on Apple Music.
Me too.
So I wonder if he saw the changing of the guard a while ago. I don't know nothing about the other two. He lost one, but he's still getting paid. Like he's straight. And I assume he ain't no fool. He could see the energy was changing and that the industry was changing and made a shift. But I can't remember the last time I watched that show.
Good point.
Yes.
Yeah, and even like Angie Martinez, is she on Hot 97?
No, she's with Power still. Is she?
Yeah.
Whatever she's on, I only watch her podcast. So she's making bank on YouTube off of her IRL podcast. I'm assuming, I pray that she's in a safe position, but just the media landscape has changed so much with YouTube. It's going to be a lot. I can see this happening a lot more.
Okay. You know what? I have a feeling that whenever they fill up somebody in those morning slots, it's either going to be like Ye was saying, an influencer or a streamer. To me, that makes the most sense because radio is an old head thing at this point. You don't find too many teens or 20-year-olds driving to radio. You know what I'm saying? But radio still makes some money to a degree, right? So you need to find somebody there that's going to keep somebody entertained. Like, well, matter of fact, scratch my thought, a comedian. You need a comedian up in there or an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, D.L. Hughley, T.I., something like that.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
In the morning to keep people entertained to like listen to. You know what I'm saying? And do y'all think this will affect the Breakfast Club in any way?
I don't think so. Because I think, go ahead, Leslie.
Well, I would think it would help the Breakfast Club because there's one less hip hop show in the morning. And I love Sway in the Morning. And he just locked in some bi-coastal deal. So I know he's straight. I think this will probably help them, if anything.
How Sway? I like that.
Yeah, I think it just helps the Breakfast Club. To Leslie's point, definitely less competition. But then I think you see that the Breakfast Club has continuously tried to improve their product. They brought on, what's the sister's name? Lauren LaRosa. Lauren LaRosa is great at what she does. She's great at breaking the story of finding out what the story is, but then also following up, calling to the people who are involved in it, and then actually presenting it. Whereas what you see most of the time, people just bring up a topic and they'll give their opinions on it, and there's no details,
no information.
Yep.
Exactly, no journalism to it. Lauren LaRosa brings that element to the show, and I think everybody else just kind of plays their part. DJ Envy, he's the DJ because he don't really bring nothing else to the show. Charlemagne is the the reformed villain. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the antagonist. You know, he brings that element to the show. His interviews are always good. So they got
Jess
a dynamic
hilarious.
that they
Don't forget
work
about Jess.
out.
But that was to his point before. Jess is the comedian / influencer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what they're doing with Jess, man. I think they had one expectation of what she was going to be when she first came, and then it just won't go. Man. I don't think she really adds much to the show. I think the show can go on as long as Charlemagne is there.
Yeah, yeah.
And as long as Charlemagne has somebody to go back and forth, you know, go back and forth, he does with Envy. Charlemagne, Envy, and Lauren LaRosa. To be honest, I don't know what Jess brings to the show.
I think it's just the back and forth.
You can probably count on one hand the amount of times she's made me laugh on the show. She be quiet most of the time. Like she'll say something, but she don't be like trying that hard. You know, I don't know. What
Yeah, she is quiet now that I think about it. When she says something, it's funny, but she don't speak that much. And then I noticed one time this week, huh?
Now she really quiet.
She is pretty quiet. I noticed this week that they had like a political analyst that I think she was at her home, but they kicked her for something. So they're making a point to stay more relevant. And if you watch Sway in the Morning, it's also pretty mimicky of Sway in the Morning, but I love them. So I think they'll be good for a while. But again, if for some reason shit falls off, they've all got their other streams of income, and a lot of it's podcasting.
Yeah.
So like on one level, they're like cannibalizing. If things were to go left, they taking money out of their own pocket. So hopefully they make it more on the back end.
It's going to be interesting to see how, you know, if things will keep on changing from here. Prime example, JBP, Joe Budden podcast. That show has came such a long way, and they're independent. You know, they don't have to rely on a station. They don't have to rely on YouTube. It's completely his. And you know, of course, he rumored to make 20 million a year. Like that's unfathomable for an independent podcast.
A lot more than he was making rapping. That's why
exactly.
They be trying to get him to come back and rap. Like, hey, you don't want to come back and rap? Like, nigga, no.
I just talk shit about people and make millions. What you mean?
Yes, I do not want to rap. I did that already. Like, no.
Right. And you know, looking at that angle to where we are seeing more spaces where, you know, some people in podcasts can really cut through with a great opinion, great production, great topics, great chemistry with other cohorts as well. They shine through, and you know, so many fall by the wayside. I think that might be the future versus like radio or like talk shows. Like as long as TV is around and radio, you're still going to have it, but not to the effect back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Now everybody is online, and podcasting is more long form, less interruptions as well, funnier, uncut, scheduled. I think that's going to be the future beyond radio and linear TV. You know what I'm saying? But I want to come to our last subject. I told y'all earlier, you know, new segment. This is going to be called "I Was Wrong About Blank." My blank is a streamer, which just talking about that. I Show Speed. In the beginning, I hated this motherfucker because every time my son would watch him, all I see is this kid looking dead ass in the camera, just screaming and yelling and throwing shit. I'm like, what is wrong with this kid? It's like imagine Tyler the creator with his friends locked up in locked up in a room and they're just going off the walls crazy, right? But anyways, hated this dude. Every time I see him, he's just doing some wild shit, such shit. Years later, now I'm seeing the moves that he's doing. I'm seeing that he's playing soccer with like superstars and boxing with niggas, playing football with veterans and track and doing some, in China, walking up the tallest fucking tower in China, learning how to do kung fu, all this wild shit that a kid like me would be so hyped to do. And the fact that I just saw this kid do like a 4 minute, 5 minute beats commercial, where he's like, trained with like a kung fu master. I'm like, yo, this kid came a long fucking way, and I'm proud of the moves that he's making, and I kind of get it now, where he came from to where he is now. So that is my I was wrong about blank. What are some of y'all's?
Man, I don't got nothing. Got nothing. I'm just so often right. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to come up with something always right about everything. Uh, shout out to Speed though, man. He's been doing this thing. He's one of the top streamers out there. Um, no, I can't think. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one.
Hmm.
You got something, Legend?
I don't think so. And I've been trying to come up with this for the last hour. I really, not that I'm always right either. I just can't think of nothing.
Okay, okay. Hey, respect. I mean, hey,
Well,
we've been talking for a while, but I just had to I mean, really in general, you could say that, I was wrong about streaming for the longest. I really never understood it. It's just niggas in front of a camera talking about, who's dating who, or I got this new phone, or playing video games, or just doing some wild shit. Like I never understood it until I'm like, all right, let me sit down, let my son explain to me why this shit is so popular. And over the years, I'm like, okay, it's a new thing where kids is okay sitting in front of a computer screen or a phone listening to somebody talk about some other wild shit, like almost like podcasting, but more for kids for the
and
most
louder.
part.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, kids really love this shit, man. It's amazing. Like still to this day, my son watches people play video games, and every time I'm like, son, we got a PlayStation. We got an Xbox. We got games. Just play the fucking games. It's right there. Play this shit. But he doesn't. He wants to hear people react to games in real time. I'm like, it's a thing. I can't knock it
This
because we
is
did some wild
this
shit.
something came to me. This is wild. It's wild. Seeing as how you were just talking about, family time and everything, and having conversations with your kids, you don't understand it. But I think it's an apt analogy. Yes, you could play the video games yourself, but you also could have sex instead of watching sex on the internet. But people still watch sex on the internet. It's
Wow.
kind of the yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's
That's
kind of
a
the same thing.
that's a wild analogy. I
It's,
get it where
it's
you're coming
wild,
from. I
Not
understand
wrong.
where you're
hundred
coming
percent,
from. It's just
hundred percent
it's
wild.
just
It's
Wow.
wild, man.
Yeah.
It's out there.
So,
People still view watching people have sex on the internet.
how old is your son?
he is 15.
Okay, because my 17-year-old, he was just talking about the streaming Olympics or something, streamers awards or something.
Hmm.
And all I can figure is because COVID put everybody in their bedrooms for so long, it's like
Oh
a
yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
Like you're not playing video games next to your friend, so you watching somebody play it. It's like that replacement.
Hmm.
I'm glad we're outside again because kids was getting weird. But I all I could liken it to because I can't. I'm not. No.
Hmm.
I'm glad they're watching it versus watching people have sex online, but I don't get it either. It's not for me to get. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think it's just like your friend on your phone. Same with TikTok. People just talking to their bonnets, having a million followers. Get your money, but like,
Which is wild. Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it.
Solution, maybe.
I ain't mad at it. Get your money, especially anytime young black people is getting money in an honest way. I love it. But I will say, I think part of the appeal is the younger audience just doesn't have the experience with like people or like entertainers with that got more talent. Like, no disrespect to somebody like a Kai. Because again, get your money. But this man not a comedian. This man not a singer. He gets online and he talks, and there's an entertainment value to that. It's almost like having a conversation amongst your friends.
Mhm.
But it's like I don't know that somebody that loves streaming when they're 15 will have that same love for it when they're 30.
Right.
Because they like this is the reason I don't get into it. Like I understand why my kids might like it, but the reason I don't get into it is because wait a minute, okay, I can watch this dude. It ain't really that funny, but he kind of funny a little bit. I could watch him for 3 hours, or I could watch a movie that has actors who've been training and acting for 20 years and writers who have been writing for 15 years, or I can listen to a rapper who can rap really good or a singer who can sing the draws off anybody. Like, I could do that, or I could just listen to this random 19-year-old talk about stuff for 2 hours. That's how I look at it. But I'm 40, I'm 41.
Me too.
If I was 15, I probably would be, on the streaming too. But I wonder, and it's going to be interesting to see over the next, say, 10 years, when those 15-year-olds are 25, 30, if they still like it the same.
Yeah, like I can't imagine a world where these same young streamers is doing the same thing like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, just in front of a screen, yelling, screaming, doing shit for clout. It could be worse. It could be that going forward, you know what I'm saying? But, that's just what we have to wait and see if some of these, really famous streamers is going to be doing the same shit 10 years from now, or, how would they evolve that genre? Because, everything goes through some type of an evolution. So what is the next step above just doing this base shit for streaming? We'll have to wait and see.
You know what I think is going to happen? This will be the last thing I say on it. What I see happening is kind of what I'm seeing in the podcast space. I can really see this happening. The same way 10 years ago, it wasn't like a whole lot of people in the podcast because there were podcasts, but they weren't like it is today. Everybody and their mom got a podcast. Nigga, we got podcasts. Side note, Leslie, start your podcast. Stop playing. And we want to be on it.
Right.
But what you're seeing now is famous people, NBA players, actors, singers, people who already had fame in another area outside of podcasting are now realizing that that's another stream of income that they could have. Because unlike the average person starting a podcast, if I'm T-Pain and I start a podcast, off rip, within a couple of weeks, I could have 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. It wouldn't even be hard because I got
through that same channel.
Exactly. So that's a whole other stream of income that you can have just by little setups and microphones and put it on YouTube. I think streaming is going to start doing the same thing, and you want to maybe have famous people started to stream. And I wonder if that's going to affect, I'm going through a Tony, I don't know if I'm going to put out. I wonder if that's going to affect the current people who are doing streaming, if they will still be able to make the same amount, because the famous people are starting to stream.
I think ultimately both the podcasting / because if we're being honest, podcasting is a radio show. It's really the same thing.
Yeah.
And streaming is watching TV. So the people that get it right, that usually is that top 10% gets the media training, it will evolve. Whatever that next thing is, they'll be there. Whatever that looks like, TV shows or whatever. And the other people gonna fall off at the wayside, which is kind of how everything works. But maybe streaming, for me, the streaming, I have really sensitive ears and the audio is not balanced enough. But I like watching clips of I Show Speed and Kai Cenat, like 20, 30 seconds, like, oh, my little nephew. But I'm not doing that. So we'll just kind of see the evolution. But the people that are doing it well, like Kai Cenat is linked up with Kevin Hart. So maybe he's going to pop up in a video or something. He's tried that interview, backstage interview stuff. He needs media training to do it well.
Oh
He's
yeah.
not great at it. But
Yeah.
if he leans into it, he got the money to pay the coach. So I think it'll be interesting to just kind of watch how it shakes out. But like I said, do what you got to do.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at, of course, me being a grumpy ass old man in the beginning, I'm like, man, fuck these kids. Fuck these kids, man. But after
After these kids, I'm gonna get it
after
on the t-shirt.
these kids, man. But I came around,
These kids.
because they're doing things that I think we would have done if we had the access
He
back
has
when we
the
were 15,
absolutely.
16. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And also too, it's a gift and a curse. A gift is what your kid is doing. They're in their crib in the room. They're not outside getting into trouble, playing with the fast girls. None of it, right? But on the second hand, they don't know how to speak to people. All they know is say W in a chat, and every 5 seconds, hey chat, what up chat, what's good chat, hey chat. I can't stand that. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
it's the old man in me. I refuse to call my son chat. I can't do it. Can't do it, y'all. But overall, man, it's their own language for now. And when they get older, I do want to see how things go from here.
Yeah.
cool.
That's it. But yeah, man, I think we're good, man. You got anything else you want to talk about, Jay?
Nah, that was it, man. That was it. I want to thank Leslie for stopping by.
Thanks for
Leslie, tell
Indeed.
the folks where they can follow you at.
So I am a vibe called Fest, similar to a tribe called Quest, and it's singular. A vibe called Fest, and I blog and figuring out social media for festivals for the culture. So there's a list of festivals, and then there's articles about festivals. Getting ready to work on something about how to support Jamaica, whether it's tourism, to support tourism, even though they were hit with a hurricane. A vibe called Fest on everything, and then my website is www.vibecallfest.
Question for you, before we go. Next year, 2026, what do you think may be the biggest or the best hip hop fest to go to, if there is one?
I'm crying deep down inside about Dreamville. Like I'm broken. I'm kind of
Hmm.
hurt about it. If Revolt World comes back, they did 2 years and took a break. They broke up with Diddy, like totally separate. It was amazing and it was free, I want to say. It was in
Hmm.
Atlanta every September. But
Okay.
it's the kind of thing you just bump in a jagged edge. Like it was amazing. So
Okay.
if that comes back, I'm giving it to Revolt World 100%. They did 2 years, like I said, skipped one. So hopefully they're regrouping.
Yeah.
But because of the way finances are working, corporate sponsorships and stuff, everything is kind of falling off.
Mm.
Another one to watch for is Pusha T's Cousins Fest, which is
Heard
in
about that.
wherever they're from, Virginia Beach.
Virginia. Yeah.
That was doing numbers. So that one I know should be coming back. And then I'm hoping the Vote War comes back. But
Mm.
sometimes it's just the little kickbacks up the street. So I just like to be outside playing. So whatever. But those two.
Mm. Like that. Like that. All right. All right. Yeah. I think we're good to go, bro.
All right. Well, thank everybody for watching this episode of the Geek Salad Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Put in the comments what was your takeaway from the Diddy documentary, whether you thought it was fair, unfair,
Mm.
whatever. Let us
Mm.
know in the comments. Till next time, y'all be safe out there.
Have a good
Peace.
one.
Good show, y'all. Good show. Appreciate that.
How does this go? You just cut the recording?
Hmm.
This is how you make podcasts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You could just, start and, pick a software you want to use, whether you want to do streaming. I got Zoom. So with Zoom, I can stream to YouTube Live or Twitch. And then after that, we can just take the recordings, and then just chop it up. And that's it.
Now I'll
Yeah,
start
and
with
then
that, maybe. I got all this
I use
equipment and
something
shit. I
called
got the little
okay.
jack. Hold
And then
on.
once you shoot it, you can just upload the video to Opus Clip. And Opus Clip will just make you a bunch of clips. So
It'll
you
break
can
it
post it
out.
as yep.
Hmm.
I
You
got
hit
this
one
little
button and then
board.
post to your
Oh
socials.
yeah. Now that's good. if you want like the best audio out there,
Mhm.
and I'm messing around with some other software too to get the most out of just audio. But yeah, that's a good step right there.
Okay, I'm gonna do the basic stuff one. This is a 2026 thing for me. But thank y'all. This was really fun.
Oh, cool. Thank you for coming on.
So, yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Okay, and you'll like message me like, hey, it's live or whatever.
Yeah, well,
So,
this
it's
is going
already
on.
on YouTube.
Yeah, it's I mean,
Dang,
we've been
that's
streaming
crazy.
the entire time, so I think the actual post may go up in about 24 hours, and
After they
then
filter and
yeah, and then the clips will come out after that.
that is like magic. Well, I learned something. This 5 minutes or 2 minutes was amazing. But yeah, this was dope. So thank y'all. And when I figure it out, I'm gonna bring y'all on. We're gonna talk about sinners.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
we can.
On the
Yeah.
anniversary. I'm gonna have it ready, but I gotta give myself a date.
Okay.
Anniversary of the release. Pencil it in.
Boom. We in there.
Have a good one,
All right,
both.
y'all. You
All
too.
right, y'all. Peace.